Hello, everyone, and I just wanted to come on today. I have a couple things that I want to show. And my name is Connie Skaggs, and I'm from Latson, South Carolina, right outside of Charleston and Summerville. And I am a Creative Memories advisor, and I just wanted to show you some tools. They've got some that are on sale right at the moment. They don't always do this, but they've been doing this over the summer with some different collections, pulling some of the older ones that they've had and trying to deplete them somewhat. And so when they do this, they offer them at 50% off. And so right now, they've got 6 different ones that they are showing. And I want to show you something about those, but I'm also going to show how to use our favorite, one of our favorite tools, which is the Border Maker system. And and they've got a couple cartridges that are on sale for $10. And I'm seeing them go up on the list as being a popular item. So I'm not sure how long they'll last, and they are while supplies last. But not to get into all of that. And of course, I will have my website on. My zip code is 29456. You can find me that way. You would see my face on my page and make sure that you have put in my, clicked on me. But it's Connie Skaggs, Skaggs. And so, um, I want to show you a few. I've already punched out a few things, but I'm just going to show you a few. They've got 3 of our border punches on sale, 1 standalone punch on sale, and 2 Border Maker cartridges on sale. I'm also going to show you a couple ways that I might use them with another one that not necessarily on sale, but it might be of service to you. So let me go ahead and change my camera. And I've kind of scaled down my space today. And so, not do that one yet. Yeah, and maybe I will. Okay, so this one is what is called our notebook edge punch. And of course, this one, I've done it on a piece of paper and backed it on another piece. And I've scored lines on it with our scoring blade. And if I tilt it just right, you can see some of the lines. And so that makes it easy for me to write on. Now, why they've put this one with this collection that they've just come out with is a legacy collection. I don't have that one yet, but it is a lot for heritage. There's a lot of neutrals and things. And yeah, this can be used for school with notebook paper or whatever. But how many times do you remember one of your grandparents or your aunt or something, and they'd write a note, and what'd they write on? An old notebook piece of paper that they tore out of a notebook. And so some people have those as items that are now they're putting them in their scrapbooks for a heritage album or something. So anyway, that's a really cool way to do that. And I'm just going to show you how to do a small one like this. So for one thing, for the cartridges, this is our housing, and it always goes with the name toward the back, and these little prongs are out toward the front. And you heard it snap. Back here is a release button, so when I get ready for that to come out, I'd push that button and tilt it, and it will release out. So this is our guide, paper guide. And so on the bottom, there is a paper holder, and it snaps in place, but you open it out so it lays out flat. So if I was doing a long piece of paper, I would put it in the guide until it was snapped, and then I'd lay this down because that's magnetic. This would want to go underneath. Now I'm not going to use this piece of paper to punch with, but because I've cut this at 4 inches, and I want to put it all the way down at the bottom or the top, because this also has these little notches that I can get them to show up. Yeah. So you can see that little notch right there. See how that is? And then this one, and this one, and this one. And it's got 6 across there because it's every 2 inches. Also, on this, you can see there's a notch right here in the middle. It's just a plastic. And here it click. Because if I'm, it's a little raised piece. And so when I want to be sure, because these 2 little things will go in these grooves, but then this is right above this little notch. So you would be able to see that. And so, it's not going to go in until you feel it going in. And that little notch at the top of this is right above the notch of that one. Now, because I'm doing this only at a 4-inch piece and I just had a little scrap, and so I'll put it down at the bottom here. I'll do it from the bottom part. And so this is long enough to go in here all the way up the edge. And so I'm only going to punch it twice because there's only 2 notches. And so you feed your paper in through this little guide here. And so then you hear it click. And so then I punch. And then I'm going to move up to the next click and punch it in. And there's my edge all done. And so then when I go to put it on a piece of paper here, and I've got my edging already done. And if I'd done scored lines, then it would be, or a journal block, that could be either way. You could actually do it long ways, if you don't have your lines on there yet and stuff. So, there's a couple ways to do it. You could use these, these across the top. You might not think there's very much there, but if you put them across, they kind of look like lights hanging down and stuff from a show or a stage and stuff. So if they were in black, that'd be perfect. So I'm not going to use those, but I'll just put them over the side. But I wanted to show you that. Now, I'm going to take that out because um, I want to show you another way to use this. And this is if I've just got a little piece of paper. It's a scrap piece of paper, and I want to put it in here, but it's not quite enough to hold this in place. So what would I do? I use a piece of, you know, sticky note paper and put it there. And so what I'm doing from the top is I'm just going to do it down so far, but I'm going to use this new sunglasses chain. Snap it in because I'm just going to show you again how to use this. And I find that I stand up, I'm better. So go down to the next notch, down to the next one, down to the next one. And then that's it because this other part is at the end. It doesn't matter, And you can go ahead and punch it. They're going to just fall apart. So, but that's how you can use a little scrap piece of paper or a piece that's too short. Like this one, I could do a whole row of these. And I thought this with the black. So the reason I didn't mind about the pieces is because I'm going to show you something else and do with that. Okay, that is just barely enough, but just to be sure, I'm going to put this kind of in the center so it has something else to hold on to while I'm punching. And so I'm going to need this piece in a minute just because it's pieces. And of course, you're going to understand about that in a minute. Of course, I'm good about throwing away all the scraps and things. Let's go ahead. And so you can hear it click in each time that I'm clicking. So there is that border of our sunglasses. So that's a nice one to use. We got the new summer collection that was out and fun things. So just had to let you know about that. Right. But you know, I was just thinking, and I saw somebody else do something with this. Now this one is a new one, so it's not sold out yet, and it's 21.50. That's a regular price on that one. And that one I do not look for it to go uh, on sale since it's brand new. Okay, so let's say we've got a scrap piece of paper here, and I'm just going to cut a circle out. All right. And this was that little piece that I had. Of course, our micro tip scissors are great to use. And so, just cut one of these kind of off. I didn't round that one very good. And there's you, a little fun sunshine. And if you wanted to, you could do some little strips, little tiny strips with our trimmer and crisscross them so you can make sun rays if you wanted to. You don't have to, I just thought that was kind of cute. Maybe put a little smiley on him. And so there you've got a little sunshine with little glasses. You could do a little strap, back through there. I don't know. It was just something that I thought was kind of neat and use our circle punch. So the thing I'm kind of showing today is how to use some of these things together with some different products that we already have, or show you the new one, the new sunshine, sunglasses rather, I should say. So put that one aside. You saw the notebook, so I done that one. Excuse me. Basically wanted to be sure I showed you how to use this. And so some of the other things I'm just going to show them because I've already got them cut. Another one that is on sale. This one is the double fan. And so it just helped a lady. She was working on something and she'd done this one and used it around the page by offsetting these in the corner like so. And then had her page down on top of it. But I thought how pretty this is. We've done this. We've done two of them. Now we put them that way. And how cute is that? And what if we did that on this new summer paper? The border. And then so I'm just kind of I've had a piece of scrap blue, so I made this together is right at 2¼ inches. So I made the or 1 3/4, I think was together, and this then is 2¼ If you don't want that much edging, you could do it at the 2 inches, and it would just have a little bit of an edge on it. I had another little piece left, so I just cut two mats, and that's a perfect summer page. So right on this striped paper, although I would take the stripes and do them the opposite way. And still got your blue paper. So this is out of the Relax to Summer collection, this paper here that I just showed you. And so I thought I'd done. This is our canary. So anyway, just doing two of them and doing them up against each other, that makes a whole different border. So just showing you some different ways to use that. Okay. So now I'm move these off. I don't know where to move them to. Because the others happens to be some of the punches. This one is called the gear wheel. Now, you know, when you think of older photos or grandpa working on a car or things like that, or machinery that's out and about, or industrial revolution that come through, you know, these are kind of neat to just use as an extra border. You could do them in different colors and layer them. I didn't have a page that I've used this on. I thought I did. I just couldn't find it real quick. But I think I did use this last year when I was scrapbooking. We've been doing a lot of projects. When I went and looked to see, we went to a car show. And so this would be perfect for that, but I used the tire track one that I had. So just letting you know, this one now is on sale for $14.50. It is regular $29. Okay. Another one that they have on sale is the River Waves. See, I have to put my names on these or I would never remember what they all are. This was one that they had come out with at a tool buffet, and then it had come back, and so they have had this one out for a while. And here's what I done as a sample. I done three of them, two in blue, and then this one was in the I think that was peacock at the time, so we've changed to a deep sea green now. And so, but I just done those and layered them, and it looks like waves or water or aquarium. These here, these fish, um, they are from the Beaded Oval. They had this one on sale a few weeks ago, I think. Maybe not. But anyway, it's still available. And so all you do, I cut it out and then we cut like at the corner of one of these, you know, and then I just scooped in where this one was curved and made it a fish. So now another one that would work, I believe the Friendly Fish is still available also. And if you had a school of those and you could do them with a pattern paper or one of the shaded papers, say from the Sun Soaked collection, where it's got the different you know, shades in the gradient paper, so to speak. And so those would be good. And you would have different you know, the fish would be different kind of colors, so to speak. And then they could go straight across on something like this. So again, this is the Riverways. So I wanted to show you that. The other border punch that they have is called Rainbow Ripple. And this one was a promo at one time. And so they had brought this one back. It's been a good standard. And so I know I've showed you this. I kind of recently done these back in January or so. I think this was with Noteworthy paper that we had a strip. I might have actually folded it and done this piece of paper and punched. I left a piece here and then I made these balloons, and the balloons were made out of our lemon punch, standalone punch. And so I know that's still available also. But this just kind of shows you, and I just used a pattern paper and done it on blue solid. And so this, I'd done one going one way, one going the other. So these would be used as borders on a birthday layout. So kind of like that. But also, when I first got this, I made these. And of course, these always this stuff all falls out. So you've got a lot of punch debris here that would be falling out. And this is used, I used a pattern paper, and then the back side is some of these other pieces that was on a different color. Because this piece of paper had designs on it. And then the back side would have been this blue. And so I just randomly put a few in here and there. And so then it gives it a whole nother look. And so, but you could definitely window pane that, so to speak, and make just randomly put those in. So this is a good way maybe to use up some of your scraps or something. So, but I had those made, and that was from the Rainbow Ripple. The other one that I want to show you is this one, which is the Embossed Blossoms. And so this one, when you punch it, know that you can tell it really close because my camera might not show it up, but trying to get the lighting right. There you can kind of see there's an indentation of those of the petals and things being embossed. So if you hold it down, punch it and just hold it a second, it does punch and makes that embossed. Now I done these with some scrap paper I had, but this one is from the dual tone. This was dual tone oranges, and it's got a white core inside of it. So you can kind of tell there's that white inside it. If you brush up on it or burnish it, so to speak, they say, then that would kind of show up. You can do that with an emery board or something if you don't have a distressing tool. And so, anyway, but I also wanted to include in that, show you something from this flower pot punch. This is the flower pots. And this come out with National Scrapbook Day. But I've punched two here. I've punched one in avocado green, and I punched one in that orange, that dual tone orange, because this looks like terracotta pots. If you have any of the papers from National Scrapbook Day or the National Scrapbook Day kit, then there's a piece of paper in there that kind of looks like terracotta. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to trim off, and I probably won't trim all these off. I'll just do a little bit in this here on, and my micro tip scissors are great for this. And so I'm just going to do a couple here so that you'll get the idea. And so these become scraps, but then it's easy to overlay this on top so it looks like the green is coming out of the pots. Now, if you have another punch, and see what I'm trying to show you is, you may think, well, I don't need just the flower pots. No, maybe you don't. But if you do any kind of gardening or somebody got you gifts, you can actually use just a little bit of this on a journal box, or do it down a border and just cut this every 2 inches and then layer them down, and that will work too. But anyway, this is our leafy vine. And so if I take the leafy vine, which here I just punched out one, and so then I started cutting. So it's not just there, but what if I add to this, like here, and then I add a flower on it, like so. Same concept. These have got these little petals with them. So, but do this one a little taller. And so I just trim off the part I need. And so I say I want this one a little taller. So I just put him right there. And I'm going to put this one, this flower up a little higher and stuff. So you can see, and even this could go in this little shorter pot for a little piece to pick out, to peek out rather, I should say. And so those kind of things would work easy. And I've got a lot of marigolds in my garden, just to help keep down some pests. However, I did have a worm, that big old fat worm that got in my tomatoes, and so I got rid of him in a hurry yesterday. So you can see how this can work. And what I'm doing is combining just this flower with the leafy vine. And, if I wanted to just do this up the side, for some effect on a page even. And this is not the full piece, so y'all just give me some grace there. And so, but I know you all can design what you want to design. You all look at these videos, but I want to know that you're making things. So please sure to tell me what you're making with some of these. I'm pulling aside the ones that weren't for sale, but I wanted to show you again the ones that were for sale. So we have this one, it is $12.50. We've got two border cartridges, the notebook and the double fan, and these are $10 each. This is the gear punch, gear wheel, I'm sorry. This is the river waves. This is the rainbow ripple. Those three there are $14.50 each. So I want you to tell me how you're using your punches. Are there some punches that you don't have that you thought, I would like to add them to my collection, and you want to do that? Well, now is the best time to do that. And I want to let you know that between these, so how much is that? 20, 30, 60, that's about what, 60, 70, $70 or something right here. If you order $110 right now, you can get a free pod insert, and that'll hold a lot of your paper or your cardstock. These they have several of these colors still left. These are $12.50, and they're dual tone, so you've got two colors, so to speak. You got the front and the back. I can't remember the exact ones that they do have left. I think they have a green. I think they have a yellow. I think they have a purple. So it seemed to me like they have about 5 or so of those. That was part of a buffet that they done, a special paper buffet. And those are still pretty much saying they're while supplies last. So I'm not sure that they're going to bring those back. But now is a good time to go ahead and get those and stuff. So you never know what you're going to need. And so I've showed you several things today, several ways to use, um, a page, the paper, the borders, adding some other things to them. The leafy vine is definitely one that you should have. We've had that one for a good while. I don't know whether they'll come back out with one or that one's going to stay for a while, but that one's necessary. Your microtip scissors, they've got them right now in purple. And so if you don't have these little gems, they are perfect for doing the little things that you need, little ink, cuts that you need to do. So those are perfect. So you might want to add that to your order. And before you know it, you're at the 110. And then you get a pod free. And they've got 2 available right now, but they have said that they were running low on the tiled one, which is a kind of a blue and white on the outside and purple on the inside. The other one is a bold stripe, and so it's very colorful too. And all I have is a flyer here that would show those. And so this is what they are. That if you have spent 110 in product, then you can get one of those free. So just be sure to check that out. Like I said, some things are going hot. And so it is what it is. But I hope you've learned something today. I hope you've enjoyed learning about how to do some of the punches, using our border maker system, turning them around, doing 2 together. You can also overlay them, a different way too. So, it's just what you want to do. So I just like to let you see some of those, the little sunglasses maybe, on a circle punch. You just never know. So let me change my camera back. And I hope that this has been informative for you today. One of the things that that I was showing you today was how you can use multiple things together. And, even if you punch something, you can change out the punch if you want to. Punch it one way, the next punch should be another way, or leave one blank. Kind of like I did on this one here, you know, where I punched down so far and then I skipped a spot and then I punched farther. So, there's different ways to do these things. And so, uh, you know, I just wanted to be sure that you knew how to use our tools, how to use several tools together, and take advantage of 6 different items that are on sale by Creative Memories. So again, this is Connie Skaggs at Ladson, South Carolina, 29456. If you're looking for me on the website, if you don't have an advisor, it would be lovely to have you as one of my customers. If you think you're going to do the 110 and you're thinking, well, I don't have an advisor, but maybe I should look about joining, because if you join, and you can join under me as a team member, and that's always fun. We do things, as a team a lot of times. And so there's so much support. There's a sisterhood that we have that is beyond just being there by yourself. And the thing of it is with the internet and Zoom, you can be a member any place and join my team. It costs you $49 to join, and then they immediately give you a $50 credit. And that would come through in an email just after you've signed up, pretty much. And then you can play and you get to use that on your first order. So just think of it that way too. If you're already buying supplies and you're not really attached to an advisor, it's a 1-year pretty basic contract, so to speak, because 49 is that is a yearly annual fee. And you get a free website so you can have other people purchase from you too. And so just letting you know that that's out there and it's available. And so if you want to reach out to me, call me, send me an email or message and I will get back with you as much as I can. So I appreciate it very much. I so appreciate you watching. I appreciate you subscribing and joining my YouTube today. So we will see you soon again, I hope. And so just have a wonderful day. Hopefully you're able to scrapbook a little bit or keep those memories going. And so I appreciate it so very much for you watching. Thank you. We'll see you later. Bye.